On? We are officially live, and I realize my beard is super out of control right now. Definitely time to trim it up. Who's awake still? What's going on? Oh, I just dropped something right here. Oh, cork and wine bottle. Who's going? Who else is up? What's going on? Going to get ready to finish a movie that I started last night, and I was watching part of the Golden Globes 75th anniversary special they were doing, and it was pretty cool. Except for I don't know if anybody else was watching it. They were doing the top 10 movies, and for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, they didn't show any clips from it. They showed the clips for every other movie. I don't know why that was. It was pretty odd. What's going on, Robert Parker? How are you? What's going? Are you watching anything tonight? Am I the only one still up about to watch something? Dude, keep rocking the beard. You instantly lose 50 points clean shaven. Yeah, you know what's so funny? I was looking at a picture for me from this time last year without the beard, and I just look like I'm 10 years younger. It's crazy. Scrolling with the homies. What's going on, Nicholas R? Yeah, There's a little bit left of this wine right here. I'm gonna finish this real quick, but has anybody seen any great movies recently? I want to do a top 10 list of movies from 2017. And I haven't seen enough movies this year to complete a top 10 list, in my opinion. I know every year I try to do one, and all the mainstream movies that come out, I appreciate the Marvel ones, the comic book ones, the action ones, but they're not going to make my top 10 list. They're popcorn movies, and they're just not for me. I like depressing movies. I like a lot of foreign movies usually every year. For me, I think there's only a short list. Horror is my favorite genre, so there's going to be some horror movies on there. But every year I usually wait till the end of the year because that's when a lot of the limited releases and international films are able to be viewed over here. So, but yeah, let me know. Kaz's money question. I assume you're being sarcastic because I've definitely answered that question now. I would definitely try to go to the convention instead of mailing it in, because I've also heard that people, if you do mail-in autographs, some of the people that are really famous, they have assistants, and the assistants will actually sign instead of the actual celebrity. There's a term for it. I can't think of the name of it though. They do it for sports teams a lot as well. But yeah, so I would always try to go to the convention. I know he still does conventions too. So the guy that plays the voice of Chucky. But hold on one second. Let me just don't judge me. I'm trying to. There's thirsty people in Detroit. I gotta finish this. I don't want to be wasteful. I'm not a wine guy at all, but I don't know. I like Pinot Grigio. That's probably my favorite of all the. I haven't had maybe enough to judge, but what's going on? I picked up Eyes Without a Face. Eyes Without a Face is a classic film, but I actually think that I like the documentary on there about the beef industry and stuff like that just as much as the movie. The movie's got, especially the ending, very haunting and tragic. What's going on, AK Films? Nicholas R. saw I haven't seen Good Time. That's one I do want to check out. I've heard good things about that. I like A24. My favorite movie of all time is John Carpenter's The Thing. I talk about that, I feel endlessly on my channel. Again, that sense of paranoia, isolation, the Antarctic Research Station. I love movies with the snowy setting. That has it in spades. Neil Morricone's score, Dean Cundy's cinematography, Rob Bottin's practical effects, John Carpenter's directing, the whole cast and crew, just phenomenal. I absolutely love it. Yeah, I did hear about the Angry Grandpa show. I never really was into that kind of rant, crazy stuff. I thought it was all a cheap gimmick, a cheap ploy, but it's always sad when anybody passes away. Again, I don't know that person, and I don't really watch those kind of videos, but I know of the Angry Grandpa. I know that he passed away because I heard other people talk about it. Man Bites Dog. I love that movie too. I have the Criterion DVD. That's kind of one of the earlier kind of genre where they had the serial killer and that POV perspective, kind of the found footage aspect to it as well. But I love that movie. It has dark humor in it too. Man Bites Dog is an excellent film. Probably a top 100 for me. My thoughts on two French horror extremes, Martyrs and Inside. Martyrs, I'm not the biggest fan of. I love the first half of Martyrs, but the second half is just torture porn. She's chained in the basement being abused and all that. I just didn't love that. And I thought the concept of the martyrdom was kind of laughably absurd. But I think it's a movie that every horror fan should watch at least once because the special effects were some of the best I've ever seen. And it's definitely a very gripping, intense film. Inside to me, I love way better. Inside to me is an all-time favorite movie of mine. I've talked about that a bunch on my channel as well. And I can't believe, I know they remade Martyrs. They're remaking Inside as well. And it's just, the original to me is incredible. I absolutely love it. It's bloody, it's gory. It's one of my favorite gory movies ever. And again, for French extreme movies, one that I think is always underrated, I never hear anybody talk about, is Mutants. It's a French infected movie, and I would definitely recommend checking that one out. And it has a snowy setting as well. Itchy beard. And then High Tension, I love that movie, except for the ending I felt was a cop-out. And Them, I don't think Them is, you can't put that in there, but Them to me is like a better version of The Strangers. I will be editing. Awesome, looking forward to it. Kevin Reviews, have a very Merry Christmas. Can you do a video about your favorite Christmas movies? I did a long time ago. I should update that. But I did a top, I can't remember if it was a top 5 or top 10 Christmas movies like years ago. It's funny, I titled this video like Live Sublime Hanukah. I just happened to notice because my calendar's right there that today is the first day of Hanukkah. I'm not Jewish. I celebrate Christmas. But yeah, I just put that on there because I was like, I just happened to notice. Jaws is a classic for sure. Scrolling through the comments, I think I missed some earlier, so I just want to make sure I got all of them. Was rewatching a bunch of Scorsese movies recently. Finished all the Lethal Weapon movies. Matthew Tuffy, cool stuff. Steven Castera, marathoning Star Wars movies. Yeah, obviously new Star Wars movies coming out. New Jack Swing, what's up, buddy? Last Jedi here in the UK, very cool. All right, I think I caught up to all the. What's my favorite horror Christmas movie? I think I would have to say Silent Night, Deadly Night. I absolutely love that one. That's a classic. Punish, Naughty. I know Scream Factory just re-released it. I do want to pick that one up. I have the old Anchor Bay one. In fact, I have 2 of the Anchor Bay ones signed. In fact, I want to do a video. I think I actually filmed a video about it, but I never edited and uploaded it because the autographs are the different placing, so that always kind of like bothered me. But I did see Red Christmas recently, and I would put that in one of the top ones. It's an Australian slasher Christmas movie with Dee Wallace in it, and I really enjoyed the heck out of that one. I know everybody, don't get upset at me, David. You comment all the time, and I have a terrible memory sometimes, but I don't want to mess up your name because I know it's like 3 things, but you recommended Better Watch Out to me, and I did watch that. And I want to say it's like Home Alone meets American Psycho. I didn't love it. I thought it was decent for what it was, but I wanted more from it, especially some of the kills and the gore effects. I think they kind of missed opportunity there. Still a good film, a good Christmas horror movie, but I heard so much hype and buzz about that movie. It's one of those movies I saw everybody was picking up, everybody was checking it out, but I didn't love it. I liked Red Christmas better. That's the recent one with Dee Wallace, Australian one. Black Christmas is also a classic for sure. I even like the remake, Black Xmas. Kaz wasting money, you said giveaway. Giveaway for what? I don't know what you're talking about, but I did a giveaway recently. I'm actually going to do another giveaway coming up soon for 2 digital copies for Vice Principals Season 2. I'm going to team up with HBO. I got to film that video tomorrow and upload it because they're already asking me where's the giveaway video for that. So I always like the opportunity to give back on here. I definitely feel like I've done a lot of giveaways over the years on here. And that's because you guys have allotted me that opportunity. So I definitely always want to give back on here. You guys have been awesome. And I love making videos on here still to this day. I've been doing it for years. So to be able to have the opportunity to give back to you guys, I think is awesome. So let me just scroll through because I definitely missed a bunch of comments, I know. Scrolling through. All right, hold on. I will be cool. What's the worst movie I've ever seen? Asks Robert Parker. I would have to say probably Skeleton Key 3 or Knock Knock 2. I've seen a ton of low budget horror movies, and I'd have to say every time I hear somebody say, "Oh, this is the worst movie I've ever seen," my response is always like, "You haven't seen enough low budget horror movies," because some of those movies should just be like uploaded to YouTube for friends and family to check out. They don't deserve a official release. But yeah, some of the worst movies I've ever seen, like Bigfoot Diaries was like another one. But I will say Joe Dirt 2 was up there, and Zoolander 2 are up there for some of the worst movies I've ever seen. Nicholas R. says, "You're the best man at your close friend's wedding and you have to go..." Oh, you're the best man at your close friend's wedding and you have to work for John Carpenter's The Thing intro. Yeah, that's actually a pretty cool thing. I hope my best friend definitely isn't into horror like that. So I do want to play the new game, the Thing game that's out. But I don't know. I don't know enough people personally who are into The Thing like that, or into horror even. Like all my good friends, they're not into horror like that. So that's one of the reasons I like coming on here on YouTube, talking to like-minded people, people who are also into horror movies. Pretty much the majority of my, especially in the beginning, was all horror related. I've branched out. I appreciate all genres of film, but horror is definitely my favorite. Shaving my beard for charity. That's awesome. That is for bowel cancer. Big ups to you. Cheers to you, AK Films. Got some Session IPA too. I just finished the last of the Barefoot Pinot Grigio, but I also had an open bottle of Session IPA, which I dig. A little stout bottle. Pedro X says, "Hello, happy holidays, bro." I think you're from Brazil. I know you commented before. Cheers to you. Happy holidays. I didn't hear that. Hugh Jackman. That's pretty cool. The Halloween movie coming out, I'm skeptical. As long as John Carpenter's on board for advice, I'm there. Amazon is always recommending me to buy Blue Ruin. I have seen Blue Ruin, and I would recommend it. I really enjoy the director. He did The Green Room, which was phenomenal to me. One of the most tense movies I've seen in years. I don't think most horror movies are hype. I do agree with that to a extent. There's a ton of hype with the genre in general, and it's one of those things that's, especially recently, the past few years, just so over marketed, over saturated. They've really tapped into it. That especially mainstream Hollywood. Has anybody here seen The Walking Dead? Because I so want to do a video about the mid-season finale for The Walking Dead. But yeah, as far as most mainstream Hollywood horror movies, I'm just not a fan. Like, for me, the best horror movies, there's very few that are good for American horror movies in the past couple decades. Most of the ones that I really appreciate are international. I've probably mentioned before, P2. Yeah, P2, I think it was like Christmas Eve, but I guess you can allot that in there because he keeps your captive until, I guess, probably passes midnight. But I love P2. I fully agree it's underrated. It deserves a Blu-ray release, and it doesn't have one, which is mind-blowing to me. Dave Cos like Cosby. I hate when people pronounce Cuz or Cos. I thought I was saying like the same thing, Cosby. Hopefully be able to film them shaving my beard. That's awesome. I don't know if I've really grown attached to it, but I definitely feel like I should maybe trim it. I don't know. Mixed feelings. But yeah, I think that would be a cool thing. Maybe if I can find some kind of charity thing to do that as well, I would totally do that. I don't know. I've had a lot of people affected in my life by different things, so I think that's awesome that he's coming back as Wolverine. I'm all for that. I think he was great in that role. How long did it take for you to get HBO or other companies to send you movies to review or give away? I mean, I didn't see. It's one of those things where I had already kind of had a subscriber base, so I didn't really try until I already had that subscriber base. So yeah, I mean, for years I didn't even know that was a possibility to get review copies. And there was a guy, a YouTuber on here called Film Fan Pete. I think he was the one that really kind of broke it open for everybody. And I'm sad that he's gone because he was a really great YouTuber, great reviewer, just a really nice guy in general. And I know he said he had issues with people harassing him and trolls and stuff like that, which is a shame, really. But he was awesome, and I hope one day he does return. I'm still friends with him on Instagram. But yeah, he was awesome. He was the one that really kind of opened the door for review copies. I remember getting some review copies early on. I had huge, like the bigger YouTubers on here messaged me about getting review copies. And I remember thinking like, I used to message these dudes all the time. They would never respond to me. Now they're asking me to help them out. I kind of felt like it felt, So it's one of those things that like I always say for people who want to do review copies, do it, but don't let it change your channel as well. Don't let it affect everything. Have fun with your channel. That's what it should be about. Talking movies, appreciating movies, but don't let it just be the main focus on there. Have fun still. Curious as to Andrea's thoughts on Blair Witch Project. That's a good question. I don't know if she's ever seen it or not. I am not a fan of the Blair Witch Project. I actually like the recent one. The sequel. What's up, DJ Donnelly? How are you? My two favorite TV shows are Sons of Anarchy and Walking Dead. I love both of those shows. Sons of Anarchy is one of the few shows where I thought the ending was very fitting. The Shield and Sons of Anarchy are two of the ones that I felt like the ending was actually a good ending. I love The Walking Dead and missed the episodes. You'll definitely check it out. Yeah, the mid-season finale for The Walking Dead shocked the heck out of me. I had this whole theory about The Walking Dead. I don't want to give it away. I don't want to give it spoilers, but I was definitely shocked, and there's a lot of backlash. Bolivia. Oh, thank you, Bolivia. I wasn't sure. Daniel Radcliffe movie, Jungle. That's pretty awesome. I do want to check that one out. I haven't seen Jungle yet, but I've heard good things. I think Daniel Radcliffe is actually a really good actor. I think he was kind of pigeonholed by all the Harry Potter movies, but he's done so many great things since then. Swiss Army Man was really good, but he was he in Horns was another one, but he's been in a bunch of stuff. There's another one, Imperium, I think it was called too, where he was like an undercover FBI agent trying to be like a neo-Nazi. That was a really good film too. Blackcoat's Daughter was amazing to me. One of my favorite modern American horror movies. Absolutely loved it. The Witch I really enjoyed as well. It Comes at Night I wasn't as big of a fan of. I wanted a little bit more from it. I thought it had a lot of good atmosphere and build-up, but I just... nothing really came. But I did enjoy it, but I just wanted more. But Blackcoat's Daughter and The Witch are two amazing ones for sure. But yeah, I always tell everybody if you want to try to get review copies, it doesn't hurt to try. So always reach out, and you can always go from there. If they tell you, we need a little bit more, now you know where you're at, though. All right, time to dump this, and I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to show you guys the collection because I always do that during these live videos. Let me see if I can finish this before I go up and throw this in the recycling. AK Film said that he wrote to companies such as 20th Century Fox, etc., asking to review copies, and no luck, so wasting your time. Yeah, I mean... again, I get questions all the time about that. How do you get review copies? How do you get movies for free? It's never free. It's like doing homework. You have to review them. Usually there's like a time period as well, and you can get cut off very easily. But they're not going to just hand it out to anybody. It has to be worth their money to ship it out. The value of the movie itself. If you don't have any reviews or if you don't have any subscriber base or views, then they're probably not going to give it out to you. So I would definitely say work on doing that first. It's one of those things where I hear so many people who want to be writers, but they don't want to actually write. It's the same thing with the reviews. I hear so many people want to get free movies. There's nothing for free, but they don't want to put the time into actually doing reviews and building up an audience and things like that. I've been doing this for years on here. I think my first actual legitimate movie review was like 8 years ago, so that gives you an idea. But then again, I've never fully put in the effort, I think, to make this like a big thing. A lot of people on here I see try to put in the effort and want to make this a full-time job. There's really only 4 or 5 people that can do this as a full-time job on YouTube reviewing movies. For the rest of it, you're just kind of disillusioning yourself. And I've never been that kind of person. But then again, I've never put the full effort in as well. But I don't know. I don't think it's too realistic. I'm having fun on here. I get a little bit of extra money. I get review copies. I've gotten interview opportunities. I love it. I love talking to everybody on here. I've made a bunch of good friends and heard about a lot of different movies that I never would have heard of before. So I think YouTube's a great outlet for that. But I think a lot of people are a little bit unrealistic. When they come on here, they want to get YouTube popular. They want to get all kinds of movies for free, make a full-time living off of this. It's just not realistic. Have fun with it. If you can get review copies, if you can get the opportunities as well, that's cool. But don't let it change your whole channel. Don't let it change you. That's the biggest thing I can do, or biggest advice I can offer with all that. Try, but don't let it change the focus of talking movies and having fun on here. One moon to rule them all, or one more to rule them all. I read that wrong. That's so fitting. Causes wasting money. Have a good night, man. Cheers to you. Thanks for tuning in. Nicholas R. says, I overheard a Best Buy employee suggest American Psycho 2 Blu-ray. Wow. He said it was as good as the original. Fire that guy. That guy needs to be fired. Axe him. Yeah, no, seriously. You should have like stepped in and warned that clueless mom. Just don't talk to that person. I'll help you out. Who would win between Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees? I personally prefer Jason Voorhees. It's my favorite of the big franchises, the big three, really. I would consider, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, and Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th is my favorite by far. Halloween, to me, has the weakest sequels, in my opinion. They have some stinkers. For me, even though, the Friday the 13th series has some, cheesy ones, I still appreciate them. I always liked that character a lot. American Horror Story, I love the first season. I was just talking about that today, in fact. That's so funny. American Horror Story, I love the first season. The second season was garbage to me. Even the circus or carnival season, Twisted Clown to me is like their most popular character. Like they're the one that you always see with the Funko characters, all the ones you see people doing the costumes and stuff. But it was such a mismanaged character. He was only in, 3 episodes of that season, and his backstory was terrible. So, they've just completely mismanaged that show. I just can't watch it anymore. I know people are raving about the new season. I just can't do it. I haven't played the Friday the 13th game, but it looks pretty awesome from the gameplay shots that I've seen through there. Hold on, I'm just scrolling through the comments. Go towards the 4K. Absolutely, I'm all for it. Christopher Harris, how are you? I'm just scrolling through again. And when I say shave my beard off, I mean shaving it all off. Yeah, no, absolutely. If I'm gonna do something, I kind of want to look into that now. You're kind of inspiring me, AK Films, to shave the beard off for charity. I think that's a really cool thing. Do a video for it. I don't know how. I want to look more into it though, for sure. It's funny, AK Films, that was a big fan theory as far as different characters who were immune to the virus on The Walking Dead, and I guess that's kind of not true now. It's surprising. The original Blair Witch or the recent sequel? Let me know, Steven Castera. DJ Donnelly, you said you're lonely. I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. I'm doing all right. I've had a good day. It was a busy day. I was tired. I didn't sleep well, but overall, I ended up, talking to friends, hanging out, and it turned out to be a good time. So, yeah. I'm going to finish this beverage, go upstairs, and show you guys the collection. Because right now, I'm just down in my kitchen. You guys don't care about the kitchen. Sorry about that. This is a live video session. Usually if this is a regular film video, I would have edited stuff like that out. But I want to take this out to the recycling, and I don't want to waste it. So let's go ahead. I will take you out to the garage. I can shave off my beard as well as grow back within 2 weeks. Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, for me, a full beard like this takes a little bit more than 2 weeks. But hopefully this doesn't go out in the garage. Here's the garage. And this weekend, I don't know if I'm going to get it up this weekend or not, but I'm going to do a Christmas special. Excuse me. Decorating and stuff like that with Andrea. We're going to... I've checked up into the attic already, and I know I have Christmas lights. I haven't decorated the house yet, but I'm going to do that this weekend. So... I'm going to film a vlog for that. And I know she wanted to watch Mother because she hasn't seen that. So I've been putting off watching that. I'll wait to watch that with her. And we're going to do a Rugrats Reptar Bar review. And because she wanted to do that with me as well. And we're going to do she wants to decorate a gingerbread house, get a Christmas tree. So we're going to do a bunch of stuff this weekend. I'm going to try to film a lot of it too. So I don't know. I probably won't get it up till the next week, in fact. But, yeah, I've heard good things. I've heard, I like the director, but I've heard it's a crazy movie. Yes, I still have a roommate. My roommate's not here right now. But, yeah, I have a roommate. After 4K, I don't think there's going to be another physical media format after 4K. I know there's talks of 8K and stuff like that, but I just don't think there's going to be another physical media format. I think, digital media is pushing so far that I just don't foresee it happening. And Final Destination films, I love the first one. The second one was okay. I can't remember what was the third or fourth one. Whatever one was at like the carnival, I thought was garbage. And I didn't see the last one. Uh, no, my roommate doesn't mind when Andrea sleeps over. Although we do have a agreement that we can't have. I think it's like 12 days. You can't have somebody sleep over that many times. Just because I remember I had an ex girlfriend years ago. Who I had on a couple of videos too. She was sleeping over for a while, and my roommate got upset about it. And, I was like, I completely understood their point of view. Because if you sleep over for a certain amount of time, like you should really put in some rent if you're staying over for like a month or something like that. I don't think 4K is actually doing really well sales wise, so I don't think you have to worry about that as far as. Let me turn off this light and turn this one on. So I don't think that's going to be. Forgive me, I clicked the wrong one there. But I think 4K is definitely here to stay. They're actually, it took a little bit for it to really fully, like, the way that they're releasing the 4K titles now, it's like so many. So, let's see. Wrigley, you did not poop. I walked him a bunch. It's like freezing here. It's actually snowing here in Jersey. And he hasn't pooped all day. My dog's been sick for a while. There he is. What's up, Wrigley? Such a good boy. But yeah, he hasn't pooped all day, so that has me worried. And I was thinking maybe he's got the pee pad in the corner there. I don't know if you guys can see that. There it is. So I was thinking like maybe he would poop by the time I was downstairs, but he has not. But I'm going to show you some of the collection in here. Here are horror DVDs. I actually cut this down like a ton. I had like 2 full things of just horror DVDs. So I cut that down a lot. I still have a whole like big box of DVDs I still have to go through that aren't out yet. Then here's some more random DVDs. And these IKEA shelves are all over 6 feet tall because I'm 5'11" 3/4, so essentially 6 foot where the hair goes. They're taller than me, so you can get an idea of these IKEA bookcases. And each one of these usually contains about 500 movies. So, and here's a Blu-ray shelf. And then there's another Blu-ray shelf. And I'm going to do a video coming up, probably by the end of the year, organizing the whole Blu-ray collection. Here's some 4K titles. I have probably another shelf worth of 4K titles now in another room. And there's Mother and Dunkirk, which I love Dunkirk. I can't wait to check that out on 4K. And Belko Experiment, which is essentially Office Space meets Battle Royale. Reject Films is sending me the slipcover for this, so big shout out to Reject Films. Definitely check out his channel. Really cool dude. All right, let's go ahead and go into the other room, and I will show you the rest of the collection. Here we go. Here is the rest of the collection. Here are like my bust sets. I think I have a couple more, in fact. I know I have the Caesar head over there, the old DVD set. But yeah, here's a Criterion collection down to there. Then Eureka, Twilight Time. I have more Twilight Time in the other room, in fact. I gotta rearrange and organize another shelf. There's Disney, and then obstructed from view are Blu-ray TV shows and seasons. And then over here we've got Steelbooks, Digipacks, Arrow Video. I've got Dawn of the Dead, signed by George A. Romero. This is Day of the Dead. My apologies. This is the Arrow Video release. I actually got this from Spider Geek on here, who I just saw close down his channel again. I wish Spider Geek the best. I think he has great skills doing video editing and stuff like that. But I hope everything's okay with him. I know he's closed down his channel a few times now. I just, more important than YouTube or anything like that is, yourself. So hope you're doing all right, buddy. And I'm sure, people are still going to, support you if you decide to ever come back. But if not, I definitely extend best wishes to you. But here's and thank you for selling me that movie, by the way. I know he sold his collection a few times, and I was able to get that one. And I definitely appreciate it because I'm a big fan, and I'm never going to part with that one. Yeah, he sold his collection a few times. So, but here's all my horror Blu-rays over here. and then there's some over there, and I've got some different stuff all over the floor, right over there. And here's some different collector sets and stuff like that. Some signed stuff, Sleepaway Camp. I've got the Evil Dead 2 Anchor Bay 10 signed by Bruce Campbell. I've got the Freddy Funko Pop signed by Robert Englund. There's Len Wein just passed away. Wine, however you want to say it. But he was one of the co-creators for Wolverine. And I think he was involved with Swamp Thing as well. Then I got that signed up by Butch Patrick, Eddie Munster right there with Wolfie. So pretty cool. And, you know what? I wanted to talk to you guys about this. I know I asked this, I think, the last live stream I think I did with Andrea, in fact. I was asking you guys if you think I should clip DVD covers and try to make them into Blu-ray covers. Well, I did for one. I did. All I did was I took the DVD cover and trimmed it to fit the Blu-ray case for the movie Disorderlies with the Fat Boys, which I remember loving this as a kid. I used to love the Fat Boys as a kid, too. And the reason I decided to do this one is because I got this forever ago, and it had a mark through the barcode. It might have been a review copy. I didn't get it I got this like years and years ago. And I decided to go ahead and put it on there because I think it looks awesome like that. And I'm going to put it with the Blu-ray collection. I don't know if I'm going to do that for everything, but I think I might do that for a few more at least. Let me know what your guys' opinions on that. I know I had a mixed reception to that. Some people said do it. Some people said don't. I think more people said don't do it than said to do it. But I also am going to do a Criterion Collection update video because I did pick up a bunch of Criterion movies in the recent past. So there's a stack. There's a little hint. That's actually not even all of them. But yeah, so many movies so many updates I have to do that I haven't gotten around to. Jake McCarher, any tips for someone who might start a movie collection review channel? Have fun, interact with the community, and do consistent updates. So, those are like the big ones. Munkerker, did you get your DVD yet? Let me know. I know you had commented. I didn't get a chance to comment back on it, but let me know if you did. You're against I have mixed feelings about clipping the DVD artwork to fit the Blu-ray case because some of the DVDs are out of print and are rare, and obviously you're never going to get that value if you clip the DVD artwork. Well, it should come any day now. I think you were in Wisconsin, but yeah, yours did get out. I know that for a fact. I have a tracking number for you. I'll look it up afterwards. 'Cause I know I meant to respond back to you about it. But yeah, it should be there any day for you now. But yeah, as far as clipping it, I still have mixed feelings, but I love the way this looks though. Doesn't this look nice in the Blu-ray case, Disorderlies? Tell me that doesn't look nice though. To me it does. There's the spine. I think it looks awesome. But yeah, as far as the blooper reel, I've had a lot of blooper reels in the past. That's why I do a lot of editing as far as the videos that I do, because I go off on rants and tangents. Like I'll if there's a movie and a director or actor's been something else, I'll talk about that, and I'll just get sidetracked. And then after every video, I do updates and stuff, reviews. I always, when I'm done filming, I always like, there's something else I wanted to say, something else I want to add to this. So I usually do a lot of editing, which is, I hate doing editing. Editing is like the worst. I'm not into it. Some people actually enjoy editing. I'm not one of those people. Futurama. I prefer Futurama over The Simpsons myself. I love The Simpsons and I love Futurama, but Futurama I would take over them. When you receive view copies, do you feel obligated to give the films? No, no to that. Receiving review copies does not influence my opinion of the movie at all. I feel like some people who receive review copies feel that way, and those people are misguided and should not receive review copies. If you think getting a review copy means you should give it praise, no. No. I have shat upon some movies I've received review copies on. Just because you receive a review copy, in no way does that obligate you to say anything positive about the movie. You got to be 100% honest, or otherwise you have no integrity as a reviewer, and nobody will take you seriously. And that's, I've received review copies for movies that there's literally nothing I could say positive. I try to say, even if it's a movie that I don't personally enjoy, I can point out other things that I think other people can enjoy from it. I try to be, as fair and open as possible, but there's certain movies that there's no way around it that, I couldn't recommend watching it, and I say that openly. So, no. Absolutely not. I feel zero obligation to say anything positive about a movie I received a review. F on that. I do. I love Family Guy. I think it's gone a little bit downhill over the past couple seasons, but I still think it's enjoyable. I think South Park's really enjoyable still as well. Somebody just asked me Family Guy or South Park. No, like years ago, I think overall South Park. I like Family Guy, but I think South Park overall does a lot more social commentary on things that are relevant in today's new, everyday things. So I'd say South Park for sure overall. Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Batman, I have not heard that. That is surprising. I like Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I always think of him as the comedian from Watchmen. I'm not big into Supernatural, so I know he was on there, but I know he was Negan as well. I love Negan as a character. I think he's great in that role. Do you see yourself selling your collection? No. But I actually, if I want to say maybe about a year ago, I did cut down the collection a lot, even though it may not seem like it. And I say this all the time, like I keep a running track of around how many I've sold. Like in the past 3 years, I've sold over 4,000 Blu-rays and over 7,000 DVDs. And yet still, I have a massive collection, especially for people who receive review copies. Like the other day, I received 8 review copies. I mean, there could be days where I received nothing. But I mean, you never know. There's people on here that receive like every single copy that comes out for review. I'm not one of those people. But every month, they must get like 70 review copies. I don't understand how, first of all, you can't view that many movies. But you would just not be able to move or do anything. But also at the same time, like it's just not feasible if you have your own place to keep that many movies. It's just, like, first of all, I don't want to keep movies in my collection that I can't see myself rewatching again. So I definitely want to go through and get rid of everything. I've done a good sweep a few times already, but I want to cut that down more because I get movies in all the time, but it's a constant ebb and flow. It's a battle. I just don't have the room. What's up, Jason Voorhees? Are you allowed to do whatever you want with review copies? Yes. I mean, it's one of those things where only one company ever has told me not to sell their review copies, and I've respected that because they said it. But no other company has ever said that. No other studio has ever said that. And I think it's unrealistic, too, to think that's the case. If a reviewer tells you they don't sell their review copies, they're lying to you. Because for somebody like me who's been doing this for years, I don't have the friggin' room. Like, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6.5 feet tall bookcases from IKEA filled. I want to say I have like 3,500 Blu-rays and a couple thousand DVDs. It's not feasible to keep everything. And why would you want to? You have to think that there's some review copies you receive that are terrible movies that you would never want to subject on your worst enemy. Why? Like recently, I saw there's certain movies that it's kind of a sliding scale. Like Valerian, and the planet was 1,000 planets or whatever the heck it was. The lead actor to that had the charisma of a wet towel. I hated both the lead actors in that. And I thought some of the visuals were amazing. I thought the pearls, those aliens, I thought they were great. But the actors really destroyed that movie. And that's something I would never want to watch again. I love the director. I love what he's done in the past. But no, I would not want to keep that in my collection. And why would you want to keep something in your collection you would never want to watch again? It just doesn't make any logical sense. So absolutely, yeah. And people who tell you otherwise are lying to you. I believe in transparency on here. I will tell you guys when I get a review copy. I will tell you guys if I thought the movie was terrible. I'll be completely honest about it, if I would recommend it or not. Again, even if it's a movie that I don't enjoy personally, if there's something else that I can think of other people enjoying, I will let you know. So yeah, I'm all about the transparency for it. Am I a wrestling fan? I was big into wrestling back in the, late 90s, early 2000s, especially like NWA and the Attitude Era and stuff like that. I'm not too big into it now, though. Now I feel like it's just all promos. It's like I tried watching Monday Night Raw like a few months ago, and I was like, so much talking, like 5% wrestling. Jake McCarrer says, how do you get in touch with companies to review? I feel like I've already discussed this a bazillion friggin' times. Go to any studio's website. There's a contact information, contact them. Again, they're not going to send it out to just anybody. You have to have an audience. You have to have a subscriber base. Some of them have view prerequisites. If you don't get 50,000 views in a month or something like that, they're not going to send you review copies. It has to be logical for them to send it out to you. It has to be worth it to them to get the coverage that they want for the review copies. So yeah, you build up your audience, and I say to everybody too that wants to do it. I said it earlier in this broadcast, like, try. It can't hurt to try. And I wish everybody good luck. I've never watched Doctor Who. No. Why do you only have beer ads on your channel? I know I don't have just beer ads. It's funny because all of my alcohol reviews are all pulled for as far as not being suitable for all advertisers. So it's one of those, that's a BS thing with YouTube too. I think they're just straight up stealing people's money right now. They lost all that money for advertisers for a period, and I think they're stealing it back now with all these not suitable for all advertisers things. Every video I upload, every single one, I could put, oh, I like Bambi. I could put that, like, I like taking walks on the beach. I could put that as my title. I could put nothing else, no tags, no information, no description. I could just talk about that, and I would get my video flagged for not suitable for all advertisers, because every single video I upload is like that. And every single beer review I've ever done, or every single alcohol review I've ever done, is now in not suitable for all advertisers. And to me, it doesn't make sense because, like you said, I have ads for alcohol running on my videos. So what logical sense does that make? It doesn't at all. I feel like YouTube is just straight up stealing money to kind of make up for all the money that they lost. And I think it's under the guise of we're doing this procedure to make sure everything's PC. And I think that's a bunch of BS. I think it's just lies and conjecture and just, it's ridiculous. And yeah, as far as, there's actually a thing on here, if you have over 11,000 subscribers, if you click the thing, to get it reviewed, that they'll automatically review it, that you don't have to wait the 7 days or 1,000 views or whatever it is. And that's a lie too, because I have over 1,000 or 11,000 subscribers. I've had stuff that's been sitting under review for over 2 months. So it's time for them to get their act together, time to be transparent, honest, and just own up to it. Because I honestly think they're just straight up stealing money under the guise of we're trying to make sure everything's correct. BS. There's people on here who, myself included, I keep it PC, I don't curse, I don't, there's no reason for any of my videos to be demonetized. So yeah, politically correct is what PC stands for. That's what it means. The Hodge twins, I feel like I've heard of them. Are they like workout people? They're like two twins that do like workout videos. Oh, no worries, Jake. I get that question a lot. It's the only thing. Just scrolling through the comments. I missed a bunch of comments. Sorry, I went on kind of like a rant tangent right there. Pedrex, thank you for checking in again. I always appreciate you coming in. I see you on here. I'm sorry that I thought it was Brazil, Bolivia. My apologies there. It's cool that Jungle was filmed there. Take care. Cheers. Jim Duggan, what's up? The movie companies, they don't usually, sometimes they do, but most, like 99% of the time, no. They compensate you with the review copy, not actually monetary. I got rid of movies that I don't have interest. Exactly. I would never keep movies in my collection that I have no interest in watching again. And I feel like there's a lot of people on here like, oh, I've got the biggest Blu-ray collection. It's not a measuring competition. If you're kind of measuring your coolness factor on how many movies you have, you're an idiot. It doesn't take any, like, if you just want to waste money, sure, you can get as many movies as you want. You can go to the $5 bin. You can go to the dollar store, even has Blu-rays now, Dollar Tree. You can go anywhere and get cheap Blu-rays. That has nothing to do with it. You want to have movies that are good for you, special to you, that mean something to you. If I would have kept all the movies in my collection, I would have had, tons. Again, like I said, I've sold over 4,000 Blu-rays, over 7,000 DVDs in the past, 3 years. So, yeah, if I would have kept all of them, plus the ones I have now, by far I would have had a massive collection. So, it's not about judging how many you have. It's about how many you have in your collection that means something to you, that you enjoy. I would never keep a movie in my collection that I don't like or don't want to watch again. And it's a constant thing. It's a constant ebb and flow, a battle of me, going through that process. Ireland's weather's crap. It's actually pretty crappy weather here now, too. It's snowing. It's freezing cold. 4:28 a.m. Wow, thank you for staying up for me. Take care. Good night, AK Films. Thank you for tuning in. Always good to see you on here. And let me know about that, because I might shave my beard off for charity too if you give me some more information. I think that's a cool thing that you're doing. So cheers to you, AK Films. Good night in Ireland. Scrolling with homies. What's up, Jason Voorhees? I think I might have missed a few. Forgive me if I missed any as far as the comments. I always try to reply to the comments on here. I know I got a few people who were upset with me. I had a long-time viewer get upset with me because I didn't respond back to a video. He wanted to buy a movie from me, and he just kind of went off the deep end. I'm like, first of all, just because you watch or subscribe doesn't mean, I give away a lot on my channel, more than any other person I think in the movie community personally, as far as all the giveaways I've done on here for over the years. I've given away some awesome stuff on here. I did giveaways just recently. I'm going to do another giveaway coming up probably tomorrow. And then, I just feel like you have to understand, I have a life. This YouTube thing is, like less than 1% of my life. So, yeah, if I don't respond in a day, calm down. Wait a minute, This dude left me a couple PMs, few comments, just flipped out. I'm like, calm your S. Yeah, it's snowing. Yes, I live in, no, I don't live in Jersey City. I live in New Jersey. Yeah, Garfield, I know of Garfield. I used to see a girl in Garfield. You're about a little over an hour away. But yeah, it's flurrying. I mean, it's not coming down, but it's flurrying. Yeah. Scrolling through. One more question before I go. I know there's a lot of bad movies out there, but what was the one movie that got you very mad because of huge expectations? The Strangers. I remember when I first saw the trailer for the movie The Strangers, I was so amped for that movie. I was so excited. The trailer looked so tense that it did such a great job of selling that movie. I went to the theater, I watched the movie, and I was so let down. I was like, oh, so this is the French movie Them, but just a watered down version, essentially. There's all that creepy buildup and just meh. And I know they're doing a sequel. I know the Scream Factory released or is going to release the collector's edition for it. And I like Scream Factory, but I feel like they're releasing so many movies that already have Blu-ray releases. Several Blu-ray releases. Release more stuff that doesn't have a Blu-ray release, please. But yeah, The Strangers for me, I watched it again recently. I appreciate it a little bit more, but I still think, for me, that was one of the experiences where I was the most excited for and the most let down. But yeah, that's one of the ones I could think about where I was just so excited for that movie, and when I saw it, I was let down. I know a lot of people love it. I can stand it now. When I first saw it, I hated it because I was just so upset with my expectations of it, and just watch Them, the French movie Them, so much better in my opinion. It's the same setup but way better executed. Obviously Strangers thing hasn't happened. Strangers 2 hasn't happened yet. Yeah, Strangers pissed you off too. Awesome. I'm not the only one. I thought I was the only one. Oh, Bayonne. That's so. Oh, dude. Manny. What's up, man? How are you? All Jersey Shop. What's up, homie? You should see. Obviously, I don't know if you watched during that time, but I was dating a girl who lived in Bayonne. When I first moved into this place again, moved back to this place 2 years ago. But yeah. Yeah, I thought I was the only one that The Strangers I was pissed off at, but it's good to know I'm not the only one out there. But man, how have you been? I feel like I haven't talked to you for forever. I remember way back in the day, I used to do all kinds of sports memorabilia stuff and card collecting. So it's always good to see you on, because I know that was old school now. Yeah, that's what it's not recognized as the remake, but it feels like it is. Yeah, exactly. The plot lines are exactly the same, essentially. Yeah, I feel like it should be recognized as a remake. The Strangers should be considered a remake, in my opinion. I do agree. I did Chance prior. I watched it again, and I appreciated The Strangers more on a rewatch. I watched it maybe a month ago. I liked it more. I'm going to keep it in the collection. But I still think it's nowhere near as good as the French film Them or, Ills. I definitely hated it on my first time, and I appreciate it now a little bit more, but it's still, I don't think it's great, but I think it's decent. I think it's got a good atmosphere. I think the first half is way more foreboding than the second half. I think it's kind of a letdown for me personally, as far as there's a tonal shift. Stranger 2, to me, Strangers 2 looks like The Purge 2. That's what it's out in the open, out in the streets. It's a completely different kind of context for me. It kind of takes away the spookiness. So I'm going to give it a fair chance. I actually enjoyed Purge 2 more than the first Purge movie, so. Yeah, no, it's under. Yeah, just because I didn't like it doesn't mean, I know actually The Strangers is, heavily lauded. People love it. Yeah, no, Behind the Mask, Leslie Vernon. Yeah, absolutely. I actually love the DVD cover for that. The way that the gatefold, the mask for it. My favorite 4K release. That is a good question. I'm gonna do like a top 5 or something for that. I was actually surprised at like the Goodfellas release, but I would have to say like Lucy was really good. No, you know what? The Shallows. The Shallows is my favorite 4K Ultra HD release. That's the one that really like opened my eyes to 4K Ultra HD. The HDR was amazing. I watched the Blu-ray first for The Shallows. It's a great character-driven shark attack movie. My favorite shark attack movie since Jaws. And I like 47 Meters Down too. But I watched the Blu-ray for that first. I thought it looked great. And then I watched the 4K version. I was blown away by how vivid it looks. Just everything. The setting for the HDR was amazing. It popped. It was incredible. For me, one of the best 4K Ultra HD releases. And for me, it opened my mind to it. I loved Lucy as well. I thought that was a really good one. I'm trying to remember what other ones I really enjoyed. I thought Pacific Rim was good. I was surprised by Goodfellas. The John Wick ones were pretty decent too, as far as especially the picture quality there. I'm trying to like look over there to see my collection, but I have a bunch of 4K titles over here too. But yeah, I do want to do like a top 5 or maybe a top 10. I think a top 5 would be easier to do than a top 10. If it's from Bayonne, leave it alone. Man, I love that, man. If it's from Bayonne, leave it alone. I need to definitely. That needs to be like a bumper sticker. I love that, man. Good to see you, man. Are you still doing the Jersey stuff? Let me know about that. I did see the Strangers 2 trailer. Yeah, again, it reminded me of the Purge 2 from the trailer. Yeah, no, Justice League. Oof. Yeah, I mean, I felt the same way with Batman vs Superman. I felt the same way about Suicide Squad. I wanted to love these movies. I feel like Marvel is so head and shoulders above DC as far as the cinematic universe, like just so far above, in my opinion, especially the recent years, not including Nolan. But yeah, good night. A lot of people are. Oh, very bad connection. It says, "Oh my gosh, if this craps out, I'm gonna be so upset." Very bad connection. I get a red bar up here. I think I'm actually gonna go out right now because I'm getting a notice on here that says very bad connection. So, good night. And plus, it's almost an hour. Again, that's one of the things I love doing these live streams, but it goes by what feels like 10 minutes to me, almost an hour. But good night, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys all rock. Stay tuned for a giveaway for Vice Principals digital copy for season 2. I'm gonna have 2 ones coming up. Probably gonna do the video tomorrow for that. So stay tuned for that. Thank you, guys. Good night. Cheers. How do I? I don't know how to get out of this now. Yes.